One of the most damaging ideas we've ever accepted is that life has a timeline. Because the moment you believe that, it's only a matter of time before you then convince yourself that you're behind. We do it all the time. Someone your age buys a house, starts a business, gets promoted, and somehow their good news becomes evidence that you're doing badly. Nothing about your life has actually changed. You're sitting in the same room with the same job and the same plans that you had 5 minutes ago. But then you're scrolling on social media and see where someone else is in their life. And suddenly, where you are doesn't feel that great anymore. And I think that's because we don't just notice other people's progress. We quietly turn life into a race. If they've reached something before us, then they must be ahead. And if they're ahead, then we must be behind. But behind who? And more importantly, behind on the way to what? Imagine two people leave the same road junction at the same time. One of them drives 50 miles in the first hour, and the other one only drives 10. If they were both traveling to the same place, yes, one of them would be further ahead. But what if they're going in completely different directions? What if one is heading towards London and the other one is heading towards Manchester? At that point, saying that one person is ahead of the other doesn't really mean anything anymore. They're not behind, they're just somewhere else because they're trying to get somewhere else. And I think we forget this when we look at other people's lives. We compare their location to ours without even asking ourselves whether we even want their destination. You might look at someone who earns a lot more money than you and think that they're ahead, but perhaps they've sacrificed their time, their freedom, their relationship for that income. And perhaps you wouldn't actually choose the life that came with it. You might look at someone with a bigger house, a better job, a life that generally appears more settled, but you're comparing the visible result without seeing the price that they paid to get there. And that doesn't mean that their choice is wrong. It just means that their progress might not be a useful measurement against yours. Because progress only makes sense when you know what someone is trying to build. The difficult part is that a lot of us haven't even properly decided what ahead would look like for us. So we end up borrowing the destination from everyone else. More money, a better title, a bigger house, more recognition. And then we start chasing those things, not because we really want them, but because they're easy to measure. Some of the most important forms of progress don't look impressive from the outside. Becoming calmer, being a more present parent, learning how to say no without feeling guilty. Those things might not make you look ahead, but they might bring you much closer to the life that you actually want. So when someone else's progress makes you feel like you're falling behind, don't automatically ask yourself why you haven't reached where they are. Ask yourself whether where they are is somewhere where you genuinely want to go. And then ask yourself a better question. Am I actually moving towards the life I want? Or am I just trying to avoid looking behind compared to everyone else? Because maybe you're not late, maybe you're not failing, maybe you've just been measuring your life against a journey that was never yours. You can only be behind someone if you're both heading to the same place. And perhaps the real goal isn't to catch up, it's to become clearer about where you're actually going.